My mom, she never wanted kids, but she saw what good tools of manipulation kids were. You know, from the age of 5, I was molested. My cousin would have his friends come over and help him give me baths. There's so much more than people realize. They don't get it, and people think we're just dirty, strung out whores. We're just hookers. We're good for nothing. Do you really think I woke up when I was 6 and decided when I'm 36 that I want to be putting a needle in my arm and be all strung out and have all these issues? There's a reason why we touch it in the first place.
Before I started elementary school, I did what my father called hosting parties. I didn't host all of them, but the ones that I did required quite a bit for me sexually. Sometimes for my disciplines, I was kept in different rooms. One of the times there was this puppy left there. I was told as part of punishment, the dog was brought out and like tortured in front of me, like pieces of its paw were cut off and long slices of it just yelping and screaming like.
You know, Alaska is an attractive place for traffickers for a number of reasons. One, there's a lot of disposable income up here, right? A lot of people have a lot of money.
You have to follow the money. You want to know where trafficking is? Follow the money. Where's the money? Up on the North Slope. You have men that commercial fish. You also have tourism up here in Alaska.
So there's a couple things about that in Alaska. Obviously, we have the worst stats in the country. 7 in 10 women have been abused. So the probability of having somebody who's a pre-groomed victim is just much higher than the rest of the country.
That is a trafficker's dream. And so that's why they come here, is because of that. We have a culture in our state that largely has created vulnerable people.
I mean, this has gone from prostitution in the traditional sense to you can purchase the rape of a child in Anchorage. We know that. You can purchase the ability and the right, because someone's being sold and forced into it, to sexually torture somebody.
I mean, anything that would cause pain, you would think that physical pain would be rough, but I honestly thought that it was the easiest part.
I got in trouble, and he kept hitting me and hitting me. I started having contractions, and I delivered on the bathroom floor. And he wouldn't even let me look at the baby. He said, "It's a boy, it's dead." And he put him in a trash bag, and he left.
So Priceless started at Change Point. It was under the women's ministry here in this church.
I was invited to participate in Governor Parnell's task force for the crimes of human trafficking and sex trafficking. Honestly, came back and realized that it was no longer going to be okay for me to lead a group of hundreds of women and do fabulous Bible studies and tea parties when this was happening and exploding on Alaskan soil. Because it kind of looks...
We had a busy, productive week, couple weeks.
I don't know, I was thinking this morning about our tagline, redefine worth. That's what drives me, is we actually get to invest in people. And
The term that we use is that basically we're relationship brokers. Primarily with Priceless, the first thing that we provide you is relationship. So when you come into our program, the first thing you're given is a team of 2 mentors. And those mentors get to be the people who walk with you as you go through the million steps to becoming a healthy person after such a horrendous past.
one of my favorite things, and I guess the thing that has been, pulls on my heartstrings the most, is to listen to those first dreams, that they dare to say them out loud.
I wanted to go to school. I used to want to be a veterinarian, but I don't know. I lost hope.
I was over 30 years old and I didn't even know how to pay bills. I didn't know what consisted to have a title on a vehicle or what it meant to get an apartment or even grocery shopping by myself. I didn't know what I liked to eat.
You need new clothes, it's your mentors who go shopping with you. You no longer have to figure out life on your own and by yourself. You have people who genuinely love you. You have people who have stepped in at some of the hardest times of your life and who are there with you and for you. What we see with a lot of trafficking survivors is that's what they need. They need a taste of normal friendship. They need a taste of normal relationship. And we love that we get to provide that.
The interactions with her are not necessarily always about her story, but they're to give her a hope and a vision and some semblance of normalcy so that she can see a future outside of this victimization.
That's what the mentorship thing is that you get to live life with somebody who shows you it can be messy but pretty dang amazing at the same time and shows you a different way.
The basic human need is to be loved and to be known.
Here you come along. No matter what I did, you were always there.
Priceless was absolutely pivotal. I don't know how to say it any other way. The people that I gained as mentors were so desperately needed because I didn't know how to live life away from being trafficked. Jeez.
The brokenness in these girls' stories is beyond what anything I could have ever imagined. For there to be hope for them that their tomorrow can be better than the horror of their yesterday, people need to step in and be there for them, right? They need a community to surround them, and they need to be loved, and they need to start to be able to dream again. That's what Priceless does. Without Priceless doing that, I don't know where they find that.
When I expected to be condemned and to be chastised and receive condemnation and judgment, then I got encouragement, and that really messed with my mind for a while. So often I was willing and wanting to go back to that life because it was familiar. In all truth, the people who were with me in it stayed with me in it.
It is the most dark and despair-filled stories that become stories of hope and beauty that, man, I never get tired of.
Relationship was redefined in massive ways for me. My worth was different. I didn't get why they still let me be around when I didn't do anything for them.
Have we seen human trafficking completely erased from Alaska? No, I wish we had. But we've seen over 100 girls who now have stories of hope that didn't because of that, right? We've seen survivors of trafficking go on to get college degrees and go on to get their kids back and go on to buy homes, when without Priceless, I don't know that happens.
I know I mentioned my daughter earlier, but I didn't really know what it was like to mother either. They taught me how to parent and to receive and give love, to be able to stay in it. And I don't know, they showed me what it was like to just be able to be with somebody.